A champagne glass falls from a table. It shatters. This is fragility. A steel ball bearing falls from the same height. It bounces, rolls, survives. This is resilience. But there is a third category that almost no one understands. Something that doesn't just survive the fall, but becomes better because of it. Nassim Taleb calls it antifragile. And in 2026, in a world designed to keep you comfortable and brittle, understanding this concept might be the only thing standing between who you are and who you could be. Look around. We've spent the last century building systems to eliminate volatility. Climate control so we never feel too hot or too cold. Food delivery so we never feel too hungry. Streaming services so we never feel too bored. Antidepressants so we never feel too sad. We thought we were solving problems. We were creating fragility. Because here's what we forgot: living systems don't work like machines. Your body doesn't improve from constant comfort. Your mind doesn't sharpen from endless ease. Your character doesn't deepen from perpetual safety. A muscle that's never stressed atrophies. An immune system that's never challenged weakens. A person who's never pressured breaks. And yet we structure our entire civilization around the elimination of stressors. We call it progress. Taleb calls it a catastrophe waiting to happen. Taleb's insight cuts through centuries of misunderstanding about strength. Most philosophy divides the world into two, things that break and things that don't. But nature reveals a third path. Consider the Hydra from Greek mythology. Cut off one head, two grow back. It doesn't just resist damage. It uses damage as fuel for multiplication. This is the pattern hiding everywhere in nature. Your bones become denser when you lift heavy weights. Your cardiovascular system strengthens when you sprint until your lungs burn. Your nervous system becomes more resilient when you expose yourself to cold. Stressors aren't obstacles to health. They're the mechanism of health. But it goes deeper than biology. Your psychology works the same way. The entrepreneur who's never failed is fragile. One bad quarter and they collapse. The entrepreneur who's failed 3 times and rebuilt? They're antifragile. Each failure didn't break them. It gave them information, resilience, optionality. The writer who's never been rejected is brittle. One harsh review shatters their confidence. The writer with a drawer full of rejection letters? Criticism becomes calibration. Seneca understood this 2,000 years ago. He didn't just preach resilience in the face of hardship. He practiced negative visualization, deliberately imagining loss, so that actual loss would strengthen rather than destroy him. The Stoics didn't seek comfort. They sought volatility with a prepared mind. Because they knew what Taleb proved mathematically, systems that suppress volatility don't eliminate risk. They concentrate it. The forest that never burns accumulates deadwood. When fire finally comes, it doesn't just burn. It incinerates. The person who never faces small failures doesn't avoid breaking. They just ensure that when they finally do break, it's catastrophic. So here's the turn that changes everything. Stop trying to eliminate stressors from your life. Start asking which stressors make you anti-fragile. Not all chaos is useful. A car accident doesn't make you stronger. A terminal diagnosis doesn't improve you. Taleb is specific about this. Antifragility requires the right kind of stress, the right dose, the right frequency. Too little and you atrophy. Too much and you break. But in the range between comfort and catastrophe, there's a zone where pressure transforms you. This is where most people never go. Because it's uncomfortable by definition. The weight that makes you stronger is the weight that feels too heavy. The conversation that develops your character is the one you're afraid to have. The project that expands your capacity is the one where failure feels possible. We've been taught to avoid this zone. To call it toxic, unsustainable, traumatic. And sometimes it is. But sometimes what we label as trauma is actually the only force powerful enough to break our false self and reveal something true underneath. The liberation is this: you've been afraid of the wrong thing. You thought chaos would destroy you. But comfort is what's killing you slowly. Chaos, the right chaos, voluntarily chosen, properly dosed, is what makes you real. So what does this mean for your actual life? Not as metaphor, but as practice? It means you stop optimizing for comfort and start optimizing for optionality. You build redundancy into your skills, your income, your relationships. Not because you expect any single thing to fail, but because you know something always does. And when it does, you want it to make you stronger. It means you seek out small doses of chaos deliberately. You fast occasionally so abundance doesn't make you weak. You have difficult conversations before resentment calcifies into contempt. You ship work before it's perfect so criticism arrives while you can still use it. You take the meeting that scares you. You make the bet that could fail. You say the true thing that might cost you. Not recklessly. With eyes open. Because you understand that the person who never risks small deaths dies one big death, confused and unprepared. While the person who dies 1,000 small deaths learns what survives the dying. And that's what's left when everything else burns away. Not the protected self. The true self. The self that gets stronger from pressure because it's made of pressure. This is the secret Taleb found in mathematics and the ancients found in practice. You don't become antifragile by avoiding the break. You become antifragile by breaking in ways that matter, on ground you've chosen, before the world chooses for you. The fire doesn't fear the wind. It uses it to grow.